Welcome to our first video in our free Running Injury Avoidance mini course. I'm Kerry Sutton and I'm your women's running course coach.
And I'm Claire Weller, your women's running course physio. In this first free course series, we're going to cover the 6 major running injuries. In this video, we're covering iliotibial band and hamstrings. In our second video, we're going to cover runner's knee and shin splints. And in our third video, we're going to cover Achilles tendon and plantar fasciitis injuries.
So if you've ever worried about running injuries or wondered about how best to avoid them, this is for you, because we're going to demonstrate some actionable strength exercises for you to incorporate into your running training to help avoid those running injuries. Now, before we dive into some training, let us quickly tell you a little bit more about ourselves. I've been pounding the pavements for many years, running races from 10Ks to 24-hour races and multi-day ultramarathons in some of the world's toughest conditions. I'm a UKA certified running coach, and through helping lots of clients over the years get the most from their running and avoid injuries, I know what type of exercises prevent injuries and what sound useful but don't actually work.
And I'm a chartered sports physiotherapist whose background was with Met Premiership League Rugby. I've also worked with UKA athletics, with endurance and sprint runners. I have a practice where I see a lot of runners and who come in with injuries, and I teach them exercises to avoid them coming into my practice.
Okay, so let's kick off with some training. The first injury we're going to look at is the iliotibial band. Claire, could you talk us through this injury and how it's caused?
Of course, Kerry. The iliotibial band comes from the front of the hip and down to the knee. It's a band that comes from the muscles at the top and comes down that side. And it's often caused when athletes and runners increase their training and they haven't got the stability in the glutes and the core to hold it. So it causes a friction type of injury, leading into pain through that outer part of the leg.
Now, in terms of avoiding iliotibial band injury, there's a number of strength exercises you can perform. And in this mini course, I'm going to take you through the side leg raise. So let's have a look at this. So the first exercise is a side leg raise. Lay yourself down on the mat and rest your head on your arm. Use your other arm as a stabiliser in front of your body. Aim to have your body in a nice straight line with your feet facing forward. Begin by raising your upper leg to about a 45-degree angle with your foot flexed and bring it back down again. Aim to do 20 of these reps continuously before you turn around and you work on the other side. If you find that easy, then I would suggest getting hold of a band which you can put around your ankles, which will increase the resistance as you would move your leg away from the bottom leg. As this is a mini course, we haven't got an opportunity to cover all of the strength exercises we would recommend. So what we're going to do now is have a look at a strength exercise for hamstring injuries that you might want to include in your running.
So let's have a look and see where hamstring injuries are caused. The hamstring runs the muscles at the back of the thigh. Often with runners upping their training, their glutes and their core become weak and they end up hanging on the hamstrings, which then leads on to injuries in this area. So it's so important to have lovely stability around the hip.
Now, in terms of avoiding hamstring injuries, there are a number of strength exercises you can perform. And in this mini course, I'm going to take you through one of those. So let's have a look at this. So this next exercise is a split jump. Start by getting into a lunge position, making sure that back knee is nice and bent, the front knee is not over the toes, but that your weight has come down through the middle and your core is on to stabilise you. At this point, you're going to then jump up into the air and change your legs. To make this activity harder, you can either put your arms out to the front or above your head, and then you continue. Now, if you're like many runners, you might be thinking, well, how can this work for me? I'm a marathon runner, or possibly I'm a part runner, or I'm too old. But the beauty of these strength exercises is they're universal, and they'll work for everybody, no matter what your running style and what your age. And they will help you run injury-free.
Or you might be thinking injury avoidant exercises aren't for me right now, but a number of times I've seen runners come into my practice with injuries that could have been prevented. The truth is, injury avoidant strength exercises doesn't interfere with your running. It gets you to get the absolute most out of your running.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here, and we've looked at why adding strength exercises to your training will help you get the most out of your running.
And we have looked at specific exercises to prevent us getting iliotibial band problems and hamstring injuries.
Now, in the next few days, look out for an email from Women's Running where we will be sharing the second of the videos in this free running injury avoidance mini course, where we'll be showing you 2 more running injuries, runner's knee and shin splints, and we'll be showing you a strength exercise to help prevent these in your running.
Okay, this is the end of our first video. If you have found this useful and you have any questions about running injuries, please write in our comment box below and we will reply back to you.